what's up, guys? It's your boy, Oversized Al, aka Ryan White, back on the Man Fjords podcast. Glad to finally be back on the podcast.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
How'd you feel about both the games, Michigan, TCU, and then Ohio State, Georgia? I mean, the last second field goal was pretty shocking.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if it was like the placeholder's fault or the actual kicker's fault, because he was kind of consoling the placeholder.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't like super mad, but obviously it was a terrible kick.
Yeah.
It
Do
went
you think he
way
just like
left.
do you think he just like shanked it, or
I don't know, maybe the dude holding it held it wrong. I'm not sure though.
yeah. I was out at a friend's house and some guy I was watching with, he had like $80 on the game and he had Ohio State winning. And then that last second field goal miss, like he was about to cry.
Actually,
Yeah.
that's good.
So I felt bad for him. But I mean, it was a fun game. I mean, it was like great game.
Yeah,
To the last second. I mean, they were just kind of going back and forth. I mean, Ohio State was up by 14 at one point, and then Georgia came back, and then
Mhm.
Ohio State went back up, and then Georgia came back again. So I mean, it was really fun to watch. I mean, Stetson Bennett, who's 25, let's get that right.
Yeah.
Um,
And CJ Stroud is like 19.
I mean, he's been using the same class as Lamar Jackson, I'm pretty sure,
Yeah.
and Lamar's been playing in the league for 5 years now.
So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely strange, but looks like he's still having success.
Yeah.
Could you see him in the NFL? I mean, is he?
I mean, possibly.
Yeah, he definitely has a lot of, I would say, experience.
Yeah.
So I think if teams are looking for a very mature quarterback, I think he's probably that guy. Obviously he's 25 and been playing forever, so
Yeah. I mean, he's got a lot of talent around him at Georgia.
right, he's proven to be very successful.
Yeah.
So
Won him the championship last year. So
yeah. And then let's talk about TCU, man. I'm proud of TCU. I'm a Big 12 fan. Obviously, most of the Big 12 teams lost. OSU lost to Wisconsin. OU lost to Florida State. Texas lost to Washington. So, I mean, and the Kansas State lost to Alabama. I mean, we all knew that was happening,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's Alabama. So,
Alabama.
but I mean, TCU, they have Max Duggan, who obviously a lot of people say he should have won the Heisman, but wasn't too lucky in that. Um, but were you kind of shocked by the outcome of that game, TCU winning?
Yeah.
Did you feel like Michigan was going to win, or
I going into it, I thought Michigan would like kind of hold their ground a little bit more than they did.
Yeah.
TCU went up big in the first half, and then Michigan came back, but wasn't enough.
yeah. Michigan, their best player, Blake Corum, the running back, he tore his ACL a couple weeks back before the playoffs started.
Yeah.
So I think that's what really hurt them, I think. Because that run game really is what pushed them all the way to where they are now.
Yeah. I think TCU could have an upset, honestly. But
we saw Georgia's defense obviously was struck out of their minds with the Ohio State. But I'm gonna go with TCU this game. I think Georgia probably has a better chance to win.
yeah.
But I'm gonna go with TCU. And then moving on, let's go to some NFL stuff. Shout out to Jose. We're gonna talk about the Lions for a second.
Lions.
The Lions are not the same old Lions. They have a
Nah.
chance to make playoffs. They are looking to be probably the 7th seed, I would say, in the NFC. Jared Goff has been looking amazing the last couple of weeks. Obviously with that TJ Hawkinson trade, we were all kind of shocked. We didn't really know what they were doing at the time, but now it looks like they've been playing better without him, which is kind of a shock.
I mean, their offense, I think it's definitely the offense that's carrying them right now. Just with like the running backs, and then you got Monte Rob Brown. He's back, so I mean, they're looking good.
Yeah,
they're looking good.
They are. I mean, they have DeAndre Swift, who's been kind of hurt most of the year, but Jamal Williams, who's a touchdown machine.
He is a fantasy.
Yeah.
Fantasy dream crusher.
Yes, he is. I think they have a lot of great offensive guys,
Yeah.
Wide receivers, they have plenty of those, plenty of running backs. Offensive line is one of the best in the NFL right now. Jared Goff, obviously, he's been solid. I mean,
Yeah.
he's had a couple bad games, but I mean, still he's that guy in Detroit. But really it just comes down to the defense for me. If their defense can play well, play solid, stop the run, stop the pass, or get a couple sacks with Aiden Hutchinson, then I think they should be pretty good to go. They definitely have a lot of young talent on that defensive side. So I mean, going into the game, I think this week they should win, and if they do, they're in. But I mean, it's still up for grabs. You got the Packers, you got the Lions, you got Commanders are out. They got eliminated.
Yeah. Which I was kind of sad. I wanted to see the Commanders make the playoffs, but
yeah, I really want to see them as well. I mean, they've had a pretty good season.
Yeah,
like
it's been a solid season.
Yeah, they have,
especially for their record.
Yeah, I mean, going into it, everybody thought Carson Wentz was the guy, and then he gets hurt, and then you have Taylor Heineke coming in for like 10 weeks, and pretty solid. So it's definitely gonna be controversy on what they're gonna do. I don't know if they're gonna stick with Taylor Heineke, or if Taylor's gonna go somewhere else, or if Carson's gonna be traded again. What do you think about
might
that?
happen? Carson, I don't know. It's just, so what is his salary right now?
He's getting paid $40 million a year.
Is it like a 1 year or 2 years?
Not 40, 30, I think.
30?
Yeah. So it's definitely a big contract.
I mean, on the Eagles, he was paid quite a bit of money, and then they got rid of him. So I think he could. Honestly, I could see him being like a 2-string or a second string at another NFL team. I really don't see him as a starter.
Yeah. I mean, what could happen, I think, is he sticks with the Commanders, and they pay him out, a couple, 2 more years or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he goes on, like you said, to be a backup somewhere. Or he just comes back next season, amazing, gets like 30 touchdowns or whatever. We can definitely see that. I mean,
and minimizes interception.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Last year he kind of did that with the Colts. Like he only had 7 interceptions last year. But I mean, Taylor Heineke, I've said before, I think he's a really talented QB. I think he deserves to be given a chance at least, because I mean, he's only getting paid what, $2 million a year right now for as a backup. So I think, maybe if somebody needs QB, like, I don't know, Carolina maybe, or if Sam Darnold doesn't work out there, maybe bring Taylor back or something like that. Because on the stat sheet, on the winning record, he's like 5-2, with the team this year. So obviously he's proven to win.
Yeah,
he's a winner. So definitely big time controversy over there. And then Seahawks, you're gonna say the Seahawks are still have a chance, right?
Yeah. Just got to beat the Rams. Which should be fairly easy.
I mean, Baker's looking pretty good. I mean,
that's true. Yeah.
I mean, coming in 2 days after,
for the couple weeks that he's played.
Yeah, like he's been really solid. Now, do I think he's gonna be a starter there next year? Probably not. If Matthew Stafford comes back,
I think he was just kind of stick in.
But I think he'll probably stay there.
Yeah, he might be a backup next year.
Right. I think what they might do is they might
third string.
I think what they might do is they might have him as a backup until Matthew retires. So after Matthew retires, I think he'll be the first string QB. Okay. I think that's what's gonna happen. But I mean, he's looking pretty good. He's like what, 2-2 with them so far. So I mean, yeah, he's looking all right. I mean, he's definitely made the most of his situation.
Yeah.
And he's proven to be a very mature QB.
For sure.
So, but yeah, Seahawks. I mean, Geno Smith, what a guy. Coming in,
stepping up. Like,
I think in August you were telling me like you didn't really know if he'd be that guy, and now look at him.
He is that
He's a
guy.
Pro Bowler. I mean, he's
It's
everything now.
his first time Pro Bowler, right?
First time, yeah.
That's crazy.
So I mean, what do
And
you?
it's his first year, like major starter.
Yeah, I mean, to you, keep running. You're a Seahawks fan, so
Yeah.
you're a little more biased on this. But if they do win against the Rams, which is a very much possibility, how far do you think they could go in the playoffs? Like, do you think they can go to the second round or win out that first game? What do you think?
So I think it all depends on who they actually play.
Yeah.
But I honestly don't know because I think they could go as far as they want to. Maybe like second round exit.
Yeah.
But I think they'll definitely be back next year if they aren't like winning anything this year. So
yeah, I mean they have a solid offense with Gino, and then their defense has been pretty well. They've had a couple guys step up with Jamal Adams tearing his ACL. So I mean, it's looking like a bright future for you guys. I mean, you have a ton of first round picks from that trade with Russell.
Yeah. The Broncos kind of busted on that one.
Yeah, they did.
Well, we never know. Maybe next year.
I mean, but obviously their coach got fired.
Yeah, a bunch of their management got fired.
Yeah, so I mean, I think next year they have a solid chance. I mean, they definitely won't have as many picks, you know, because they lost all of them with the trade. I feel like the things that they need to focus on are the offensive line. If they can build that up with some new free agents or whatever, I think that will be very, very good for them.
Yeah.
And then
for sure.
Now they have plenty of wide receivers. I mean, they got Jerry Judy and Cortland Sutton.
Yeah.
And then they got Latavius Murray, who's a pretty solid running back. And then Russell Wilson, of course. Like,
who is a solid quarterback? I just think this year was rough for him.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I think the last couple games were a little bit better. He showed kind of what he was and why they.
Yeah, against the Chiefs, right? Yeah. Against the Chiefs, 3 touchdowns, right?
Yeah.
3 touchdowns against the Chiefs. They almost won that game.
Yeah.
Kind of a tough loss, I would say, for them. For sure. And then the week before that, the Rams game. Oh my God, 51 to like 14. Russ had like 3 interceptions or something. Yeah. Horrible game. Yeah. But yeah, I think you have to be optimistic if you're a fan of the Broncos.
Yeah, obviously I mean, ever since Peyton Manning left, it's kind of been up for grabs, that QB position. Yeah, I think maybe more of the middle, but I think they could have a chance at being a wild card. Yeah, maybe making the playoffs next year.
Yeah. Let's move on to the AFC with a couple of teams left fighting for a chance in the playoffs. We have the Dolphins, Steelers, Patriots, and then Tennessee and Jacksonville. They play tomorrow.
The Jags.
So whoever wins that game goes into the playoff, basically.
Okay. And so the Titans and the Jaguars are playing,
right? So whoever wins that game goes into the playoffs. I personally want Jacksonville to win.
I do too.
I think they've had a very great, fantastic season.
Yeah. From what they were last year. Right. It's a drastic improvement.
Yeah, I mean, they started off pretty bad too this year.
Yeah,
they 1-5, and then they came back, and I really want them to win.
I do too.
Tennessee, they just had a lot of injuries. Ryan Tannehill's been hurt a couple of games this year, and then Malik Willis hasn't really been that guy.
Yeah, and I mean, Derrick Henry
he's been solid, consistent, right? And then the defense kind of been struggling a lot this year, so I think it's time for them to just lay off, maybe focus on next season, you know. Yeah. But we'll see what happens.
Do they have like draft picks or anything like that?
Yeah, they do. Yeah. And then also I really like the Dolphins this year. Tua, he's just been so hurt with this concussions and everything.
It's his like third time in protocol.
Third time, yeah. He's playing he's not even going to be able to play in the last game. So it'll be either Teddy or the third string QB, Skylar Thompson, coming in and playing that last game for them, hopefully to get a playoff spot.
Yeah.
And they're playing the Jets. So
okay.
Jets have a good defense.
So wait, so the Jets do have a chance to make
They don't. They're out.
So they're just
playing.
They're just playing.
Yeah.
Eliminate the
Maybe for like 8-9 record,
Oh, okay.
But really they're not even, they really have a chance anymore, so I'm not really sure what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
They said they're gonna have Joe Flacco in his QB.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
You never know.
I mean, yeah, we'll see how that goes. But Tyreek, he's been amazing this year. Jalen Wall has been amazing.
Yeah.
The whole offense.
They got plenty of talent on offense.
Right. If they're healthy. Right. True. Defense, I mean, it's been up and down this year with the defense. With Xavier Howard being hurt sometimes. But and then 2 more teams, Patriots and Steelers. They've both been pretty medium, I would say.
Yeah, pretty like.
Yeah. Who do you prefer to win, Steelers or Patriots?
I would say Patriots.
Patriots.
I'm not even like a Patriots fan. I just kind of like, just like their team and Bill Belichick.
Honestly, for me, I want the Steelers to win. Not because I'm a Steelers fan, but I do like Kenny Pickett a lot.
Yeah.
I like Mike Tomlin a lot as well. What they've been able to accomplish with the team that they have, I think it's amazing. And with JJ Watt being out for like 8 weeks, like that's amazing. So if they can win against I think they're playing the Browns.
Who?
The Browns. Steelers playing the Browns.
Oh, okay.
If they can beat the Browns, I think they'll have a pretty good chance of being in. But so hopefully they win. I got 0 money on them, but we'll see.
Yeah.
How that goes.
So the Browns out.
Browns are out, and that's my team.
Yeah.
Kind of a disappointing season. I mean, obviously, we don't have Deshaun in for like 10 weeks.
Yeah.
And then he comes back and he's pretty all right. I mean, he wasn't
average.
Yeah, he's kind of average. The last game though, he played pretty well against the blinking on it. Against the Commanders. So
yeah.
I mean,
I know Cardinals are pretty irrelevant as the playoffs, but like JJ Watt is retired.
He is. This is his last game this week.
Crazy.
Yeah,
because I remember like growing up, he was
crazy. Growing up, everybody was talking about JJ Watt.
He was so
3-time Defensive Player of the Year. Just a beast, man. I mean, the stuff that he did against like offensive linemen is insane.
Yeah.
He will definitely be remembered as one of the best of all time.
Yeah.
And I think he definitely deserves to be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I was gonna say he probably is going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. And then his brother TJ Watt's gonna be carrying out the legacy, obviously.
Yeah.
So I think he's had a great career. It's kind of sad to see him leave though.
Yeah.
With the Cardinals, I wish he would stay with the Texans.
Yeah, I do too. Even though
they're trash.
They've always been really mediocre.
Well, I mean, with Deshaun there, they made it to the playoffs a couple times.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, yeah, I kind of wanted to see him stay with the Texans, but all the best for him. I know that he had a heart thing right in the middle of the season where his heart stopped for like, I don't know, a couple minutes, and he had to go to the hospital.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he has a baby on the way as well. Or he already had it.
It was like the baby's first game last week.
Right, so he's just trying to be safe, which is super. Talking about the Cavs, right?
Yeah, I mean Donovan Mitchell has been a pain in fantasy.
Yes.
71 points. That is crazy.
That's crazy.
And then Luka, I think it was last week, maybe Monday or Tuesday, dropped 60, 20, and 10.
Wow.
which that's
has that ever been done before?
Like 60 alone is pretty crazy.
Is that like the first 60-point triple double, or
yeah,
it
yeah,
is? Dang, history in the making.
Crazy.
Yeah, and then
60 points, 20 rebounds.
You told
10
me
assists.
you went to a Thunder game, right?
Yeah,
Against the Celtics. How was that?
It was probably the most exciting Thunder game I've ever been to.
Yeah,
because okay, so Jalen Williams had like 23. Josh Giddey had like 21. And Shea was out too. That's the thing.
Wow.
Like we still beat the Celtics by like 37 points.
Hey,
We had 150 on the night.
franchise record, right?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw in the stat sheet it was like 50% from 3-point line.
Yeah, it was
just
crazy.
kept on
Like
making.
everybody was just making threes. Like it was nonstop.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And I mean, I wish I was there for that, because I mean that
it was.
sounds awesome. But Celtics still number one somehow.
Yeah.
With Robert Williams being out, I mean,
Yeah.
Jeez,
I think they just had a really bad night, and like all their starters were not playing very well.
Yeah,
they weren't hitting their shot.
Is this like the second time Robert Williams has been hurt this year, or I mean, because he's been?
Yeah, I think last year, even in the playoffs, they didn't play him like throughout the series, in the finals and the semifinals. Like
Yeah, and he's a very important role in that team.
Yeah, for sure.
He gets all the blocks, role. Rebounds. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, Al Horford can kind of step in, be that, but
yeah,
he's getting older, and he like Robert Williams is just younger and has more.
Yeah, I mean, I still can't believe the Celtics made it to the finals last year.
I can't either.
So mind blowing. Yeah. I mean, All-Star game's coming up as well.
That's true.
In Utah.
Shea better be first team.
He better be.
He better be.
He better be number one.
Put some respect on his name.
Yeah, Shea. If he's not an All-Star, I might go insane.
I am literally gonna march down there.
Like, he's averaging what, 30 a game?
Yeah,
and
it's like
5 and 6.
Fourth in the league.
Yeah, I mean that's insane. He definitely deserves to be in that first team, I would say.
Yeah.
And then some other guys. Who you thinking right now? Donovan Mitchell, obviously.
Yeah, Donovan Mitchell. I mean,
Ja Morant.
You got Ja Morant, Luka, obviously.
Yeah.
LeBron.
Would you say Harden's a reserve, or would you say he's a starter?
I think he could be a reserve. Let's see. I want to see just what his stats are looking like.
What about Joel? Joel definitely.
Yeah.
First pick.
Jokic.
Starter.
Likely. He better be starting.
And then Jokic. I can't believe Jokic. 2-time MVP already. That's crazy.
Harden's 22, 6, and 10. Almost 11.
I mean, now maybe
solid stat.
I would say reserve probably for Harden.
Yeah, not first team, but yeah.
KD, obviously, right?
Yeah.
KD starter.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Kyrie? Is he a starter, or you think he's more of a reserve?
I think he might be a reserve, but let's check his stats out. See what he's putting up. 26, 5, and 5.
It's pretty good.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. And then LeBron, obviously AD. How have you felt about AD this year?
I mean, I think he was hurt, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's been hurt, so
came back.
Yeah. It's just not the same. Anthony
really isn't. I feel like he's had a couple moments this year where it's like, oh, there's the old AD, you know, like that's the AD I remember from New Orleans.
Yeah. He's out right now.
Yeah.
But 27, 12, and 3.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
On 25 games played.
And then Melo Ball is back finally. I know he's
probably the worst in the league right now.
Yeah, they are horrible.
10 and 20.
I mean, Gordon Hayward's been hurt again, obviously.
Yeah.
And then you have Melo Ball who's out for 2 months, and then
your star player is out.
Yeah, and then you had Miles Bridges' situation. So I mean, I feel like everything's kind of been falling down on them recently.
Yeah. I'm wondering. I think they have picks that they can use.
Do they still have Terry Rozier, right?
Yeah, who's been playing pretty well.
Really?
Yeah,
What's he averaging?
when he's look, but Kelly Oubre's averaging 20,
Dang.
shooting at 42%
He might be in
from the
that
field.
conversation for
He could be
reserve.
a reserve. Yeah,
You know?
maybe. Yeah, I mean Terry's 24 and 5.
Dang.
So I mean that's
I feel like he's been really underrated the last couple of years.
yeah. He's had a couple of like really good games.
Yeah.
Um,
And then Jalen Brown, right? He should be in there. And
oh, for sure.
Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum, both of
Yeah.
them. I think maybe you put Jason Tatum on first team and then Jalen Brown as a reserve.
Yeah.
Uh, when they were playing OKC, Jalen Brown, he was going crazy
He was
in the
going
first
nuts.
half.
What do you have?
I think he had like 27 or 30.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's, I mean, he's kind of that, they're both like that 1-2 punch, I would say. Like,
yeah, I think
and then
Tatum had like 19.
obviously, if one of them's having a bad night, I think the other one usually comes up clutch, you know?
Yeah. I think both of them had pretty good nights, but
Okay.
it was just kind of everybody around them.
Right.
Which Pritchard had like, I think he came in like the third or fourth quarter and had like 17 or 20.
Yeah, he's
which
good,
is
man.
crazy.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
he's something.
He was putting some moves on him.
Yeah. Just like the way he moves with the ball is like,
Yeah.
you know, it's
He's
awesome.
pretty smooth. Yeah.
And then, who else?
I mean Pelicans looking good.
Paul George's been playing though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he has.
I don't know if he deserves to be an all-star though.
I don't know. 23.
How do you feel about Klay Thompson? Do you think he should be a all-star?
I haven't really paid attention to the Warriors this year.
Well, he's probably averaging like 18, I would say.
Yeah, I think there are players you could put above him.
Yeah, definitely. And then Russ, man, he's still kind of doing that bench 6-man role, right?
Yeah.
He's been doing pretty well, I feel like, with that. Probably not an all-star, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, he's getting 15, 6, and 8.
Yeah, that's still one to come back. Like, honestly, Russ, I want you to come back. You know,
Okay, see,
just for like 1 year. I feel like
I don't really want him back though.
maybe like it.
Like all love to Russell.
All road, all road.
I don't really see him doing much here.
Okay.
Like, I don't think there's a big role to fill that he could fill. You know.
Yeah.
Like if he was like 7 foot and he could shoot, maybe.
I just miss like watching him and the jersey. You know.
Yeah, it is. It is special.
It was so special. Like that 30-10-10 season, MVP year. I think I saw like a couple games. And I was just like in shock.
Yeah, it's
like he only missed like one game too. Like that's whole season.
Yeah.
So, but then I want to talk about Damar Hamlin real quick. Obviously.
Yeah, we should have talked about it when we mentioned NFL.
That's on me.
It's all good.
But Damar Hamlin, obviously, if you guys didn't see already, he took it pretty bad. It wasn't a bad hit. But he just got up and fell down. I guess it was cardiac arrest, is what they said. Well, he's awake now.
Yeah.
So he hasn't been able to talk, but he's been able to write. And apparently his first question was, "How's the game?" or whatever. Yeah. Like, who won the game? So it just shows you how, you know, tough football is, you know, like how dangerous it really is.
It's pretty, it is pretty dangerous. And I think, I don't know, more should be done. Like when players get injured.
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
The liability of.
What do you feel like the NFL should fix?
I'm not sure right now, but definitely.
Do you think there should be more benefits?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
in the contract.
But there can't be too many to where it's like if a player leaves, they get a bunch of stuff, you know?
Yeah.
But I think if it's someone who's really like really hurt by what happened, or like they can't function, like a disabled.
Like if it's CTE,
Yeah,
what do you? I mean, they should probably get something for it, right?
yeah.
Like,
Or maybe their family does
yeah, like
get some sort of compensation.
yeah, it's tough. I mean, obviously the league is not like a government, like
Yeah,
they can't just offer them all these things,
yeah,
like that's not how it works. But I mean, when it comes to football, it's not like basketball where like
yeah,
you
yeah,
could get a sprained ankle, but that's like one of the lesser things.
yeah.
Um,
I think
it's just
there's like freak accidents in basketball, but
right, like Paul
it's
George
nothing
already,
like crazy like that happens in the NFL, like where people are hitting each
like
other
it's
head
like
on,
once a year maybe
impacts.
something bad happens, like a really bad injury.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
So, but yeah, I mean, when it comes to football, obviously they've been trying to make new technology with the helmets,
mm,
trying to make things a lot more secure and functional, with the pads and everything.
yeah.
So, I mean, there's been more, trying to help make things safer, but it's stuff. I
Right.
mean, there's a lot of people who are really passionate about it,
Yeah,
and then there's some people who are like executives on the NFL side, and they're like, well, we can't do all that. Um, very, very much debatable, I'd say. I don't really know what can be done right now, but
yeah. I'm not sure either.
we'll see what happens. All right. Well, this has been fun.
Yeah,
Thank you for coming on again. Of course, we're gonna be trying to do some more podcasts. We've just been taking a break. I feel like
yeah.
just get some time off. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's been fun. Let us know what else you want us to talk about in the comments below, and we'll see you guys in a little bit. Peace.